back again for more of our Origins Bonanza Explosion Blog coverage live here at Origins 2018. Thanks in part to a bunch of amazing people, sponsors. We have Tasty Mystery Games and our Kickstarter last year, so thanks to them. Right now, we're going to be talking about a new game that is coming out, I believe, at Gen Con, and that is Wallet from Cryptozoic Games. This is for 2 to 7 players. Take about 15 minutes to play. This was an Essen release. I remember seeing this at Essen. But essentially, it is a game where you are going to get a wallet. And I believe, if I saw it correctly, the wallet is the main way to store the game as well. The box is kind of one of those useless boxes with the front cut out. I thought it was cut out. It might have been just cellophane. Either way, it's not a particularly awesome box. I got the impression from that. They want you to store it in the wallet. But it's about a gangster. You're at a gangster's house, and it's a party. And for some reason, he took all your identification, because I guess, that's what people do at parties nowadays. I don't know.
Gangster parties.
Yeah, gangster parties. And then the cops come, but the gangster, the lead gangster, he took the helicopter, and so you have to go through his wallet, because he's got a bunch of IDs in there for men and women, for some reason. I guess he's a cross-dresser, potentially. Not saying that in a negative way, just it explains the theme of the game.
He's a collector.
And you have to go through his wallet to try to get your disguise so the cops think you're a woman or a police officer or something. They really wanted to double down on the theme. That's why I'm giving you a lot of information about this theme. But essentially, on your turn, you have a couple options. You start with 5 cards, and then you have to take a card, put a card in, buy ID, or flip over an hourglass card, which triggers the end of a round. And your job is to have an ID card, and then there'll be special objectives you have to reach on that ID card. Like you can only have a certain number of currencies, or a certain amount of jewelry, or you can't have a credit card, you can't have a credit card. Different things like that. There's a lot of take that in this game. A lot of screwing with your neighbors. You're going to have some special action cards you'll start off with. But we got a chance to play this 5 players, and what are your initial thoughts on the game?
It was not the best. It was really fun to run the clock down. That's kind of what I did on my turn. I actually
very popular move.
Yeah, when I first started, my hand was good. Like it was, you're trying to get as close to $500 without going over. I had maybe like $350, and I figured at the very end people are gonna move move money around or move IDs around. They're gonna mess with you in ways. So it was like, all right, I'm gonna just clear the clock, and take it to that end game right away, which is what actually Haley was doing the entire time as well. So I think that our game was a little quicker than it would normally go. But you also do play, 3 rounds of what we did, so we only played 1 round. So maybe that would make a difference. I was not a huge fan of it. I didn't have any problem with it. I would play it again, but to me, meh.
Now, one thing they did say is that he really emphasized when he was explaining the game how you can kind of talk to people and be like, "Oh man, I just dropped a badge on the bottom or the 3rd card down." So you you can hide cards in the wallet in different spots. He was talking about all these different things you could do.
Yeah, the wallet had multiple pockets and things, and he was like, "Oh, you can put it on the bottom of the deck and tell them, oh, there's money on the bottom of the deck."
You know what? Now that I think about it, I could actually see that being a lot cooler in future rounds. I wonder if the wallet stays... No, because then you'd have to shuffle up and deal out 5 more cards each round, wouldn't you? Yeah. Yeah, none of the 5 of us had particularly good impressions of this game. It pretty much went from, it's okay, I'd like to try it again, and I'm in the same boat with Adam. I would like to try it again to see if maybe a little more metagaming would make the game something better, because while everyone didn't really enjoy the game, it is a light, very quick, dirt simple party-style game. I mean, it goes up to 7 players, and I think it would accommodate 7 players just fine. There was a little bit more take that than I would like. There's a lot of this, I worked hard, I got rid of a card, then I drew a card, and now it's just, oh crap, I just randomly lose this card for some particular reason. Mm-hmm. Not the biggest fan of that, but I understand why it's in the game, because it's that style of game. But the impressions pretty much range from Ronnie, who hated the game. And he loathed the theme. He said it was his least favorite theme he's ever seen in his life. Yeah. And he would have literally rather had no theme whatsoever. Like, this was just an abstract card game. To Haley, who also hated it, if I recall correctly.
She hated the components.
She hated the components.
She thought the cards were too slippery and that stuff fell out of the wallet when she picked it up.
Brandon didn't like. Yeah, none of us pretty much liked the game. I think we were probably the highest on it by saying it's okay. I would try it again. I was slightly more optimistic. I could see it having a niche because it goes up to 7 players. It's light. It's party. It's the kind of game where